And so the reading continues. Here we go. Buckle up. Let's get it going. Clean your room. Well, that's wonderful. There we go. Summer consists of. There we go. Found it. Should have been ready for this. But here we are. We're ready now. Summer consists of standing around naked, at least most of the time, dripping dry, having hair that barely manages to dry before being submerged again and changed into thousands of tons, reflecting out into the world's light and reflecting sun back, shines, winding about, marinating degrees of swinging, feeling, 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 falling, falling, falling in, falling out of and back into new habits, old ways, new degrees of seeing things, in and out, and then swept away. Inner nature. I wonder at the marvel of nature, the pureness of its essence, the birds, the trees, the stillness, and the flight nature has that stirs such silence inside of us, the healing properties of immersion, and also from its plants, roots, trees, mushrooms, healing. As a cup of tea, take me, sit me, warm you, heal you, bring the elements of nature into a cup steeped in hot liquid to boil down your chest. Blend yourself into the element of nature, nature's way of thanking me, but also her plea to remember not to destroy, but to embrace. Hold me, love me. I'll spread warmth throughout your body and embolden you to work outside on a less than hot morning. I'll run through you, quench you, drench you. My dad, tireless and resilient, working constantly, or falling asleep as soon as he sits still, working himself far beyond. He always keeps going. Should I feel lost for inspiration, I should look to him as he works, only feet away. Thank you for the parental example of hard work and commitment you've shown me. Nearly 49 years of marriage he approaches as I come close to my fifth. I wrote this poem for you and ran into the rain, shop dripping, soaking in, a too wet t-shirt, but you're too meek to notice. Seeing a spider unyielding its nest, sweat bees and storm flies gather near the moistened pages, flight of fast and into relish, pine trees, iconic dreams. It bees the way that none shall know when snuck back in, poured little drops of blood into flowers and pressed them into their chests. Hold heart and ages with minds never tainted, for the garden it grows, not where it is told, but where fairy legs have winged it. Haiku. I have always thought a haiku poem does not have enough syllables to make a point. I always need more words. Dang it! Tic tac green beans. 5 o'clock in the morning. Popcorn for breakfast sounds good. Piling snacks. I had dreams of you pulling in my membranes. How did I become awake? Jumping through, looping through. Ashes, screens, mesh. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Tic tac sandwiches, green beans. This tastes like dirt tastes. Many months had gone by, and the heartbeats on culture's pulse was nigh, feeling corn down by the radar. Love letter to Photoshop. I queried into writing 1,000 words about one image, but didn't want to stray from my prompts and spread my word count even thinner over projects. And besides, the image I want to write about isn't fully created yet. I have the photos taken, nearly 4,000 for one final shot, 400 of them still, but I've yet to composite them. I eagerly await this project. I yearn to run up the stairs, to embrace my Mac, tell it my love stories, and ask, will you be the one to use these photos and set the world on fire with a new photo? Will you help me birth this into being? I want to bend the blues of bed sheets to make an immensely large skirt, and who knows where we will go from there once we've started that. Last time I layered an ocean onto my skin. Perhaps I'll want that same thing again. I want to blend into nature, be an all powerful creature, but I know nature is the one who dominates in this relationship. I'm at her mercy, her whim, but I don't see all the stress and tortures others inflict on her. I want to be one with her, work with her, side by and by, but I also want to be photographed in ever more elaborate gowns. I love the elegant and high past society looks of ball gowns. Do you have 13 wedding dresses and have never been married? I do, and I may have to just buy one more sometime soon. Why do I love to dress up? I wanted to be a princess when I grew up, so I suppose this is as close as I can come. Beyond the camera frame, I'm a wild tomboy with less than perfect clothing. I was going to write that I was a tomboy with clothes from Goodwill, but my ball there from there as well. I love to and seek and find and look for deals. In everyday life, I let clothes adorn myself, for warmth, to keep society happy, but I find no need for them, besides to keep the elements at bay. Christ hearted and accidental vegetarian are our titles for the night. A car bump pushed forth on purpose, but easily forgotten, and only remembered with a laugh. The crisis was averted. This is what it feels like to be a vegetarian. Hungry. Corn in the morn and salad in the afternoon. Cookies all day. A few or two. Accidental vegetarian. Thank you. Phew. Two, two. Too much. Too much worry of entanglement. Too much of tied up independent upon another for happiness. Too much. Too much love. Too much care. Too much needing of constant being there. Dependence. The clatter of keys sound out like the harmony you beat while you are together. Two, two, one isn't two, but one until two, two, one becomes one. Separated by time or space or caring or lace. This is what it looks like to fall asleep. Late night sleepy fries, only salt vehicles, asking if this could be real, not knowing if it is anymore. Familiar, unfamiliar locations, only somewhat far from home. Power pole, the only way to know how to go home. Naked Mary Jane shoes, and all the way. The constant change of mind. This doesn't seem to be a problem, is it? Smile and be bright. Remember to when your only friends were hotel rooms and you used to fall asleep in hospital beds. Sad days, lonely nights, days of notepaper every night and never feeling like anything would be all right. Sad days, lonely nights. I used to think sad thoughts and deep feelings were cool, but then I started smiling and doing good in school. And now everything is all right. Life is so light. Smile and be bright. Now I'm so full of joy and laughter. Others around seem happy too. I'm so glad to share this love with you. Sit back relax, and be bright, and everything is all right. June 3rd, 2015, in Praga. Look you, look me. I saw love in that man's eyes, passion, fire, and haptics when he looked at her, while he looked at her, when he looked at her, briefly, with only interest pertaining to my potential threat, to his love and he. Watched the city turn to night, and by accident the full moon rise through a sword streak of a cloud. Watched my love on the subway, and the blue of early night mingled with orange light. IKEA light into the night with journal rights. IKEA table to step upon to the window sill, overlooking the park, distant city lights, orange and blue of the park street, illuminating grass, and my €30 dress shopping earlier in the day, braless, without unders, hair tie on hand, and in it, journaling, after eons of journals and fresh Praha clothing, naked, doing musical things on the phone, while I sit romantically alone in the €30 flat for the night, Airbnb abandoned building style, while we, in love with him, but too many crowns, spending thousands, and wondering the dollar amount to be charged at home. Then the wooden floorboards, unfinished perfection on my feet, slight butt dimples and sweet cheeks. Howard, if I have to fit into the cleanliness of the catalog, ready, IKEA patterned sheets, sunlight patterns from the bunk bed, over, cooks, clocks, astronomical expectations from our astrological clocks. Up on tippy toes to reach the handles of the line amidst a motorcycle gang in my even shorter dress. 6th. The whole house heaved as it gave the detached staircase with all the warm written wishes and memories of father to the sea. Left standing were walls of bamboo and stricken with grief seaweed. A consciousness, a loss of space. One more child seemed inconsequential. Weep for the father, all, wept until the angel's tears crept and began to whitewash the silver star pie. Remarks of the walls were still littered with. Wipe away the words of grief. Replace them with a new scene, green, fresh, blues, stars. The silver streaks were turned to stars, moved to be dust, to fill the holes in the spaces from rust. A whole new world was imaginable, where the orange cat foxes were playing gleefully again, and beds were not moved by nor separated by her losses, turning tragic sin, where life was fresh again, pulled off a fresh coating of skin, where these thoughts lived in a foreign country. We could have a place to come home to again. 7th. Coming after a long build-up in the car ride, coming with my head out the sunroof, turned moon window, making puddles on the floor, back stone, white soaked in white. Then, you, as we puddled together, you'd never tried to make love to me before, only half me selfishly. Our mission for the day, to photograph poppy fields. They've been everywhere. But after driving around to no avail, the conclusion came. A little girl had ran the poppy fields and cut them. She found the poppies, picked them and their seeds, then skipped the way home with her parents. 9th. Europe. Public nudity is discouraged, not illegal. Rain is sporadic and fast, crisscrossing lattices with aeroplane trails, mountains that question if a storm is coming in, last rays of golden hour from the little girl poppy stealer, and the volcanic Pompeii and her lover waiting there. Slosh. Black quivering liquid, tempting to pop there, washing up the slides of the slick, wicked tides, bearing bourbon doesn't get in the way, wine wasted tonight. Taste to make the stars burst their allies, pushing back lashes like ties, wine wasted. pulling clothes to run, skinny dipping is the key to feel alive. Wine wasted tonight, underneath February skies. Wine wasted tonight. Poetic love from LA. As we took off, the most precious moment, with the moon and the ocean, we flew high above, ocean soaked in the moon's reflection, love, and I stared between the two. I can do the splits. Public. The broken glass littered sidewalk, filled with sand, tinting toes, but no safe place to go. Ocean feelings. Picking up feelings only she will never own. Whiteout washing what she'd worked for years. Rainbow spirals fading at the hand of the white spray. Tears streaming down her face. Lineless page, unnumbered. At meetings, all the same. Lectures from driving the Pacific Coast Highway, never feeling the same. Other stories, looking for a new shoulder, loner, lover, stoner, crutch. The new nameless, all shut her out. In her silence, she never weakens to speak, but mostly longs Pacific Coast highways. Remembrance of existence. I need to remember this exact record in time. I need to capture, capsulize, so I'll point to my frame, giving reverence to the yellow light, gaze wonderingly around, and still not quite be able to recall that I call this place home. Last night I went out wandering with my car as I dropped your father off and had the road and the night to myself. I forgot what it feels like to try a night alone. Freedom, circumstance, alone, like anything could happen, like I could meet anyone, but I don't and won't and will not, because I come home to my tiny family and remain consistent day after day, counting out 2 more weeks in 2020 until we are allowed to change. But things still seem to stay the same. Fight for your life. You want to keep, you want to live in. Sit on your kitchen countertop. One more night, one more life. Afraid of asphalt. TV. TV can be a giant black hole one falls down, stays down, tries to wriggle out, but is pulled right back in. The episodes keep on coming. The mind doesn't have to choose. I'm pulled in, stuck, and I keep watching you. Binging, they call it. But what happens if it's every night? Part of a routine schedule, a winding down on the evening tides. What if you are so swept away you can't imagine not watching, but you aren't ever in the one that brought this disastrous machine into your house? Others insist the television's way. And of course, you enjoy watching, but you can't seem to stop the mind numbing decay of watching it every day. Sunrise. Morning wakes me up from the most vivid of dreams. Sunrise penetrates my wakeful sleep. Sunrise, your colors, without clouds, consistent, day to day. By the end of January, for a week, we're finally rising to greet each other at the same day. There once was a girl, gone. These are seeds I need to pick. They lay it out along the side of my crying face. They rode in my back seat for too many days. Rearview mirrors constantly reminded me of your embrace. I saw them one final time, brought them into a still life masterpiece. As she thumbed through the photos, I saw my chance. Create her hair as willow patterns as from my brain. Each curl strolled along her made up flesh, beauty's elegance in every breath. Sunshine shuddered between her sighs. Then it was gone, into a parking lot breeze. You and me, an ever ending, and never beginning.